Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. I'm Marco D'Angelo, joined in studio by Brian Leonard and Preston, the Sports Cheetah. This is the video you guys wait for. It's the video best bet segment. Each of us will give you our best bet for the next coming couple days, and two of us have the same play. We'll start with Cheetah's best bet because he's out there on an island by himself with one. You're going to take a look at the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Dallas Mavericks on Thursday night.
Yeah, for anyone that watched that game two, Dallas won by one, barely, because there was a buzzer beater that just, I think it was Steven Adams didn't get off in time. Otherwise, it's 2-0, and maybe you're thinking, oh, Dallas is in a must-win spot now at home. Instead, you had Durant miss 26 shots, the worst game I've ever seen him play. Literally, I've never seen a guy that usually can, like, figure out, all right, I'm cold tonight, and kind of holds back because you have Westbrook next to you. He kept shooting, and I swear 7 or 8 of them were just in and out, like they were down. Somehow he just couldn't buy a basket. They only lost by 1. So my thinking there is, wow, I mean, Durant's probably going to score 40 in game 3. They're probably going to just boat race Dallas now because Durant will be better. And I was like, because the game 1 closed 11.5. That's on the road. Dallas is on the road. It closed 11.5. They got blown out. Then they went outright game 2 when it was like close 14. So now I was thinking it's going to be like 5.5, 6. And I was looking at Oklahoma City, or maybe I'll use a money line for fun to have some action on the game. Now you're getting 9.5 on the Mavs at home. The better coach by far. Rick Carlisle proved that in game 2. He made adjustments. The way they defended Kevin Durant was also a part of it, but he did have shots that I thought go in most of the time anyway. But I think getting 9.5 at home with this team that closed 11.5 on the road is just 3.5 points of free value. Sure, you can say, well, Durant's going to go off. He could. He doesn't mean he will either. Mm-hmm. I have to just play the number here. It's a really high. I say opened 8. I was going to say it's high at 9.5. I'm going to probably just play the 9.5. I am curious to see if it hits 10. That would be fantastic, getting the double digits. But either way, it's going to be my best bet for people this week.
All right. Brian, me and you were on the same game. We're looking at a Friday game, and we were talking about some zigzags, and this one didn't zag, the game 2, Boston and Atlanta. And that was one of those spots last night. I actually had Atlanta, and my thinking was, because I also had Atlanta in game 1, and it was the only game I lost so far in the playoffs, but that was my big play on Saturday. They were in a spot where they rushed out to a big lead against Boston in game 1, had total control of the game in the second half. Boston made some adjustments, and it was like Atlanta didn't know what to do. Boston got themselves back in the game and almost stole game 1. I felt game 2 that Atlanta was going to come out with a better defensive performance, not be shocked, whenever they did make adjustments that Boston did in game 1, and they did. They went wire to wire in game 2. Now they go back to Boston. Can they get the job done?
I expect them to get the job done here. They've got a great coach, great young coach there. And this is the game, if teams are down 0-2, this is the game you come up and you give it all. I've made a lot of money in the past. If, for some reason, if Boston loses this game, I want no part of the Celtics the next game, because usually if they give up and the other team doesn't want to have to play as many games as they have to. So they know the other teams are going to be playing lesser games. So
and they know the history of 0-3. You're not coming back.
You don't want to back an 0-3 team. Yeah. But yeah, I think Boston can make some adjustments here. In another video, Cheetah talked about going small. Well, Boston's really, even when they have the big guys in there, they're kind of small when they compare against Atlanta a little bit. And since Boston's gotten off to bad starts, you would expect them to play very well early on. That's got to be a focus. I think the first half is probably better than the entire game, but I like Boston first half and game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like Boston. And I'm going to tell you, though, we're not getting any value. We're paying a premium for Boston because right now we're on Wednesday. We're looking at 3. And, Cheetah, you even said you thought this one would be pick. I didn't think it would be quite that low, but I was thinking more like 1.5, 2 tops. And Vegas knows that the public, we got to put that must-win moniker on it. But in playoffs when you're in a best of 7, that game 3 down 0-2, there is nothing bigger than must win as far as that goes. I mean, that's your season we're talking for them, and I think you're going to get that best effort in Atlanta. Now can kind of take a little bit of a deep breath. You know, they had the scare in game 1. They took care of business in game 2. I think Boston will find a way to get game 3. A little stat on Stevens: since he's become the coach of Boston in revenge games, they've lost a lot of games in a short time he's been there, so he's had a lot of revenge situations, but 81-60 against the spread when he plays with revenge. So I like Stevens in this spot as a revenge coach in a must-win. We'll go ahead and get him on Friday.
Real quick, I don't want to put you guys on the spot. If you don't know, Dennis Schroeder got injured right at the end of game 2. Maybe that's partly the reason the line is a little higher. The drop-off from him to, I think it's Kirk Heinrich is their third-string point guard. It's Heinrich. I mean, that could be why. I'm not sure if Schroeder's actually going to even play in game 3. He had a pretty bad, I think it was his ankle. Looked bad. At least I haven't heard any news, so I don't know if you guys have.
Yeah, he's an underrated player too. I mean,
he's really good.
He's a key to that team, you know, in the role he has. So that definitely does make a difference. And I do want to point out with the Dallas, I was equally as surprised that line was as high as it was.
For tomorrow's game.
Dallas and Oklahoma City. Dallas, a veteran team with a lot of playoff experience at home, catching almost double digits.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
They get me, right?
All right, well, there you have it. Preston says to take Dallas plus the 9.5 on Thursday. Brian and I say to take Boston minus the 3 for Friday night. Those are the video best bets. Hey, guys, you want to save $10? Got a coupon for you this week in honor of the record-breaking season of the Golden State Warriors. Let's make this coupon Warriors in the number 10. That's Warriors in the number 10. We'll take $10 off. Just enter that coupon code when you check out. We'll be back with more here at WagerTalk.com.